All right, that has been our in-depth report on the glass ceiling. I'm Brent Goff in Berlin. As always, thanks for watching and thanks for the company, everybody.
That's your business update. Now it's back over to Brent.
Whatever happened to the luck of the Irish?
It's on hold for
got lost,
a little while.
Got lost in those mortgages. Thank you very much. Thank you, Steve. Welcome back, everyone. Women at the top. That was the subject of a meeting in Berlin today between business and government leaders. Chancellor Angela Merkel wants to see Germany's leading companies do more to promote women, especially at the executive level. At the moment, there are no plans for quotas to force companies to have more female representation on their boards. Some of the biggest businesses in the country have already agreed to voluntary targets.
The battle of the sexes, the oldest game in the world. But in Germany, men have always had the upper hand as far as money and careers are concerned. Of the 900 or so company executive board members in Germany's top 200 companies, 29 are women. That's about 3%. Now the companies have agreed to change that within the next 2 years, but many ordinary Germans are against fixed quotas.
It would be curbing companies' freedom, and I don't think that's a good thing.
It's nonsense. Women are doing well. They just need to stick up for themselves. Nobody wants to be the quota woman. You want to be in a position of leadership because you're seen as having leadership qualities.
But the proportion of women in executive positions rose by just 4% in the past 10 years, despite industry promises to do better. Some believe a better way to help women would be to improve working conditions.
We need to change things so that women can take on those jobs even when they have a family. That means providing more childcare facilities so that women can juggle career and motherhood successfully.
But a survey of women management board members and other top female executives at Germany's 500 biggest companies showed that the idea that motherhood and a top career are incompatible is a myth. Of those questioned, 47% named prejudice among their male colleagues as an obstacle to career success. Lack of support from their partner was also significant, but none of the women said motherhood was a problem. Research has shown that the main problem is the attitude of men in positions of responsibility. Male bosses are simply more likely to promote male employees. In essence, there's a hidden quota system for men. So what needs to be changed?
The men at the top need to change the way they think about women, but that's not going to happen.
If that's the case, perhaps it's time for the government to weigh the dice differently.
Well, voluntary quotas at some German companies have played a role in getting women into leadership positions. But critics charge they haven't gone far enough. In our next report, we meet a woman who co-manages a major food company. Now, she didn't get to where she is with the help of any quotas, but she does believe that such a system would be a step in the right direction. The company, by the way, is owned by her husband, and he is against quotas.
The woman at the top at baked goods manufacturer Mestemacher is Ulrike Detmers. She's also a university professor and a vocal advocate of quotas for women in top jobs.
Wenn Frauen gelassen werden,
women have got what it takes if they're given the opportunities, the responsibilities and the platform. Then they can demonstrate that they can be leaders and motivators and that they can run a profitable company.
Katrin Menyengu is one of the women mentored by Ulrike Detmers. They met when Katrin was at university. She was one of Ulrike's students. Now, Cameroon-born Katrin works for Mestemacher.
There's a higher proportion of women here. There are men too, of course, but more women than usual are given a chance to pursue their careers. I'm one of them. And I'm very happy about that.
The baked goods company has been in Ulrike's husband's family for 140 years. She started off selling bread rolls during university holidays and worked her way up. Since she joined management, sales have tripled to 120 million euros. Mestemacher now sells its breads in 87 countries. Ulrike Detmers' husband, Albert, has always valued having an equal partnership with his wife. They shared childcare duties when their two children were young. There have always been strong women in the Detmers family. and in the family business.
I'm more skeptical about quotas for women than my wife. I don't think it's the job of the government to sort that out. We've taken a sensible, cooperative attitude at our company and have a great team with 40% women. I think other companies could do the same if they had the will.
But Ulrika knows her husband is an exception. She sits on the advisory board of a major German bank and knows how the old boy network functions.
Positions on company boards are often filled on the golf course. Executives will fill jobs just by knowing and liking each other, regardless of aptitude.
The Detmers company has managed to increase the proportion of women in top jobs without a government quota, but it remains a rare exception in Germany's corporate landscape.
Well, Norway has gone the farthest in demanding that women share the boardroom with men. In 2006, a law went into effect which mandates that at least 4 out of 10 positions on corporate supervisory boards be filled with women. If firms do not comply, they face heavy fines, even closure. Well, here's a look at how the legislation has transformed the face of business in Norway.
Nutri-Pharma in Oslo looked very different 5 years ago. Back then, not one woman was on the supervisory board. But after 2007, a state-enforced quota meant 2 men had to vacate their chairs for women.
At first, we were skeptical, but our new female supervisory board members bring with them many new points of view that we men hadn't seen before. That benefits the company and our product line.
There are special courses to show up-and-coming female board members the ropes, how to display self-confidence, build networks, sell the company, and attract investors. More than 1,000 women have profited from the program. It's helped many into top jobs. Kirsty Christiansen develops products for a Norwegian food company. She's a successful mid-level manager and a married mother of 4 children. Her case is typical for Norway, where much has been done for gender equality.
I'm very happy with the rights we have here, with the parental and maternity leave, and on the value of fathers staying at home and taking on responsibilities. I think a bit of encouragement is needed so women can reach leadership positions.
Sociologist Øystein Gullvåg Holte says the extra push given by the quota has altered Norwegian society. He's found that families where the parents are on an equal footing experience fewer divorces and less domestic violence.
The quota has been effective and has delivered more than other edicts did. But at the same time, it's a tool to accelerate change already happening voluntarily. That's the goal. I think the quota is important for a limited time, but not forever.
Not everyone agrees with the measure. For men like Thomas Falk, it's increased competition.
So for a while, I guess, people like me will struggle harder to get these directorships, but that will work its way through as well. I don't really see it's a major obstacle to anything.
Kirsty Christiansen welcomes the debate. As far as she's concerned, Norway represents above all one thing. It's leading the way when it comes to equal rights.
All right, that has been our in-depth report on the glass ceiling. I'm Brent Goff in Berlin. As always, thanks for watching and thanks for the company, everybody.